Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Akunna, a Nigerian living and studying here in Japan. So today I'll be talking about culture shock. Like guys, coming to Japan was a big deal for me, a big one. And the funny thing is that I came unprepared, like clueless, not knowing what to expect, and that's a terrible mistake. Please don't do that. Always make good research about the country you're moving to. So it's a long list actually, but I'll narrow it down to those that made the top position for me. So I think the first one is everybody looks alike, especially the female folk. Like guys, the thing is so, I don't know, it's so, I don't know how to put it actually. Like I get so surprised, like let's say for instance, I'm going out and I meet someone here just right now. And then maybe 20 minutes later, I see someone else, and I'm like, you're the person I saw just a few minutes ago. Why should you always be in the same place with me? Like, why? But funny enough, they don't even believe that. They don't believe that they look alike. I think there was this incident for me that it's so funny remembering it right now. It was like I messed up. I know I messed up big time. So when I arrived Japan, of course, you have to do the paperwork and all that, registering into the city and things like that. So I had gone to the city office on the first day. Yes, okay, no, the day after I arrived, I had gone to the city office with my professor to do the whole registration thing. So when I got there, I didn't finish everything. There was a document I didn't have, so they told me, okay, to get it tomorrow and all that. So because my supervisor is actually a busy person, he said, okay, let's check if there's a translator here who can help you in case you come tomorrow. I said, oh wow, that's beautiful. So we went searching for the translator. We found her. Like, I just told her, okay, I'm coming tomorrow around this time. I'll get the documents and all that. So the next day, I went to the city office myself, very prepared. Ready for everything, all gingered up. I'm getting there. Luckily for me, back then at the back of my head, the first person I saw was like the person I met yesterday, and I'm like, hello, you remember me? I'm here again to complete the registration from yesterday. But this person is looking at me like, who is this? What are you saying? I'm like, from yesterday. Meanwhile, I didn't even know how to say good morning in Japanese as at then. So I was speaking English, unknowing to me the person I was talking to doesn't even understand hello in English language. So she kept looking at me like, I'm sorry, what are you saying? Like, have we met before? And I'm like, yesterday, you remember, yesterday, me, okay, the only word I knew then was sensei. Me and my sensei here together. So after like a couple of minutes, say 2 minutes, and I realized I was talking to myself, obviously. So she waved to one of the, I think maybe someone in charge of a section there who understood a little English, and then the person met me and was like, okay, hello, what can we do for you? And I said, yesterday I was here and I thought she's the translator. And then the person said, oh no, she's not the translator. And I'm like, you're not the translator? Like, seriously, you're not the translator? You look so much alike with the person I met yesterday. So they took me upstairs to the translator and I had to explain everything that happened, and she laughed so hard. The whole thing made me feel like I was going crazy. But I was happy when I asked the Japanese one time. He's well traveled abroad, and he said yes, that actually he didn't know people looked alike here, but until he went to America, spent a few years and got back, and then he saw that people looked alike, as truly, especially the female folk. But most of them just pack their hair, the same pattern, basically ponytail or just simple fringe style and things like that. So let me know in the comments section, do you really think they look alike, or am I just exaggerating the whole thing? So next on the list is convenience stores. Like guys, literally, that's the thing that blows my mind. I think it should have made it number one actually. There's a convenience store on every street. Like some streets even have two. And by streets, I mean like a 2-minute walking distance. Like they're so closely packed. Honestly, I think Japan, when you search for convenience in the dictionary, I think the first meaning should be like, now, Japan, the country that defines convenience. Quality of convenience here is top notch. Everything, you have the convenience stores everywhere, and then you have vending machines literally everywhere. Like guys, when I mean vending machines, I mean in the middle of nowhere you will find vending machines. Like just look at this one here, just here on its own, and then walking just about a minute or thereabout, you see this one here too. Like I don't know how they do it, but I really salute them for that. I think it's sustainable here because of the almost zero crime rates. Like you barely hear of any crimes in Japan. I give it to them. They're so, I don't know how they do it, but they're really good. They're really good with zero crime rates, I mean. Actually. So, and these vending machines are not just for drinks, like for virtually everything. You can get cup noodles, you can get ramen, you can get tissue paper, you can get masks, like in this time of COVID, you can get masks from the vending machine, you can get tissues, you can get diapers, guys, diapers and wipes. Like that blew my mind away the first time I saw a vending machine dispensing diapers. Like diapers and wipes. Wow. That's really good. I think I applaud Japan for their innovations and things like this. They are really doing well. Then another thing that struck me is politeness. These guys are very polite. I mean, not just polite, very polite. Okay, here in Japan, you don't call people by their names. You dare not. Everyone has this san. The adult people, they have san attached to their names. Like when people meet me on the road, they call me Akonna-san, or they mention my family name and say and add san to it. They don't just call you your name directly. And even down to kids. Like they don't call kids just, hey, Sandra or Blessing or whatever. Blessing-chan, Sandra-chan, Sakura-chan, things like that. And then you wonder, like, the respect, and I don't just know how they do it, but they are really good with politeness. So the core, they are the best when it comes to that. And just hold on, it doesn't just end with humans. The politeness has also risen to the extent of calling animals with a san attached to it. Like for instance, an elephant is known as Zo. Z-O. So you hear something like Zo-san or Ryan-san. Lion is Ryan. Ryan-san. I'm like, what's happening here? This is an animal, for crying out loud. What is Ryan-san? But I think they are really good with that. Okay, still on that, Japanese taxis. Oh my. I think that was something I just couldn't wrap my head around. So literally in Japan, you don't open or shut the doors of taxis. They open automatically, I think with a click of a button on the driver's side, and then close itself. This reminds me of this detective movies. This detective movies where maybe someone is on the run and then they just be like, oh, taxi, taxi, and then they're hopping and they'll be like, move it, move it, move it, don't waste time, move it. That's the only thing that comes to my mind when I remember how Japanese taxis work. Like, I really admire that a lot. You know, you don't need to stress yourself, especially if you have luggages or you're trying to handle kids and all that. Another thing I like in Japan that shocked me, but I think I quite admired that, is this. It's called hanko. This is stamp. There are special stores for that, and most of them are personalized to suit you. Like this one has my name in katakana written on it, my family name in katakana written on. Oh, family name. That sounds strange. In Nigeria, we usually say surname, but in Japan, they say family name. Oh, that sounds so strange. So you just use it for all the whole paperwork. Of course, Japan has A1 when it comes to paperwork. So instead of using signatures, which are always irregular when you keep signing all that, so you just take your stamp, your hanko, and you're good to go. I think that's really unique, and I like it. And then this whole casing, so cute, so kawaii. I like that. So let me know in the comment section if this whole personalized stamp thing is applicable in your country, or have you experienced it somewhere else aside to Japan. I would like to know if other countries have this culture too. So next on my list is tiny cars. Guys, now I'm weak trying to describe this. Oh god. So naturally, I have fear for small cars. When I was in elementary school, I think around 7 or 8 years old, there was this car in the trend then. It's called the Volkswagen Beetle. And one of my biggest fear as a child, who was just about 7 or 8 then, even 6, was being stuck in that vehicle because of the size. So generally, I have issues with cars that have one door or cars that are very tiny. But in Japan, it's everywhere. Like, guys, take a look at this lineup. Can you imagine? This is like the most common size of vehicles in Japan, and this is applicable also to the what do you call it, vans too. So vans, trucks, they have very tiny size cars. This is quite different from where I'm coming from. In Nigeria, we pride ourselves in driving big cars and all that. So when I came the first time, I was really worried. Like, I had this fear, how do I get into people's cars? And thankfully, oh God, now I'm looking back, it sounds so crazy because I'm already used to it. But then I was so thankful I didn't have a Japanese friend or someone who would pick me up in a small car and things like that. But now obviously I've adapted. And speaking about cars, let me tell you this for free. This is an unpopular opinion. You see, cars are not cheap in Japan. This is a case of how I started versus how I'm going. So before coming to Japan, I thought, Japan has Honda, Suzuki, Toyota, and all that. So the cars are going to be cheap because they produce them here. Let me tell you the truth. Cars, they're not cheap. Are they not cheap in this country? At all. I used to think maybe I'll be using cars as souvenirs, as gifts, you know, as a big girl that I am. Story for the gods. Man, cars are not cheap. But those small cars are actually, I think, affordable for the Japanese. Maybe for me, I don't think it is affordable for me. But for the Japanese, they are affordable and they are quite economical. So I think that's why many people drive it. And then, let's take a look at this. So this is a typical Japanese road. Actually, this road leads to my house. And this is a double lane road. Like, you can see, obviously, that is why they drive big cars. Big cars in quotes. The roads are so tiny, guys. Like, it's scary to me. Like, when you have 2 cars moving at the same time, it's so small. The roads are quite small. So I think that's why they need small cars, obviously. And I don't blame them for that. Japan is a small island, so they maximize space. Down to their buildings too, they have small buildings and all that. Quite compact and very different from what I'm used to. So guys, thank you for joining me today. If you like this video and would like to see more of my experiences in Japan, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment below. Ta-da! See you. Bye!